So welcome back to CHEBS from Grumpy Grognard Gaming, and it's familiar CHEBS to us, Matt, because I'm re-recording this because the audio went completely fucking tits up and recorded me twice and chorused me, and it was all echoey.
You chorused yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
Tell you
fix it.
The CHEBS podcast is no place for an accidental chorus pedal.
No, exactly. You know, if you've got the CHEBS, you want to focus just on the CHEBS, and you don't want the CHEBS echoing, unless maybe you're motorboating or something, you know, in which case
Multi-CHEBS, like Total Recall.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, free CHEBS. Yeah. So yeah, for fuck's sake. So yeah, I've made a load of notes, so we're just going to go over it really quickly, and make it a slightly shorter CHEBS because slightly restricted for time because I'm off to go and see the new Hellboy. So
cool.
Basically, my notes say that GW sucks. Heresy's better than 40k. That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye. Right. So that's
okay.
That.
See ya. All good.
No, so we're just going to basically discuss the latest GW news, and then we've got a couple of points that we covered in the previous CHEBS that we will unfortunately have to use your imagination. So we'll just get on with what we were talking about. So first bit of GW news: new GW Warhammer community website that kind of works at times. URLs randomly break from time to time, but overall it does what it needs to. You can search by stuff that kind of happens because they've put tags on things, and it's just all a bit corporate and soulless, really. It doesn't feel like a hobby website anymore. It's lost its charm, I suppose.
A bit like Gamesworkshop, really. But like, yeah, the extra functionality is welcome. The boring and bland design is
yeah, I think that's pretty much how I feel about it. It's like, even when you go on individual articles now, it just feels very corporate and bloggy and not very nice and friendly and hobby like it meant to, which I guess is just GW to a T, really, isn't it, I suppose? So it's just an update in line with everything else they've done, including their awful shop front that they've got now. So not much else to say, really. It's nice that you can save articles and everything like that, and I guess it is broken down more or less, you know, so that you can find out exactly what you want to. For example, you can click on Adeptus Titanicus and see that there's been nothing for that game for like a year and a half now, and depress yourself.
Such a good game, though.
Yes,
I'm glad it's still there. Like,
oh yeah, no, it's nice that it's all still there, and you know, it's all split up by all the different games. So you know, be it Necromunda, Warcry, whatever, you can just click on those individually. So from that perspective, I welcome the increased functionality. I just think it's lost something in the update. It all looks very modern and a bit corporate and soulless, and it just doesn't feel like the hobby experience that I would like when I click on these things. It looks very much like a corporate advertisement and all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, even the Warhammer community site now looks like it's designed for shareholders.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing off the list. Yay! Next thing was the speed CHEBS. The next one was the Warhammer Day miniature, little sorcerer, who I really liked. It's a really nice model, online only. Hopefully it will turn up at Warhammer World so I can go down there and pick one up, because there's no way I'm doing the online bollocks.
Do they normally do that?
Yeah, I mean, normally the commemorative miniatures turn up at Warhammer World. I would imagine it's just if they've got overstock left and they don't all sell them, and it's like, check it out on the shelves there, and some people pick it up.
Gotcha.
And they do. I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't kill me if I couldn't get this miniature. It's just like, oh, that's actually nice.
It does look cool, though.
Yeah,
it does look cool.
Although that thigh bone, has been taken from another model and just put on there, so there's definitely CAD elements that they've just copied over.
Is that not appropriate, though?
Yes.
Did he not raise that model in the first place?
I mean, saved time, I suppose, but it just. So I'm wondering if this is actually just a hodgepodge of bits that they've put together. But, you know, I mean, the end result's nice. I like the model, so...
Looks good.
It looked good alongside the Chaos Warrior models and everything. Obviously, we're doing a stream on Warhammer Day. We're going to do some Space Marining with Furious Carl, and then we'll do the preview, which will no doubt disappoint, and we're going to do that on the stream. But I'm not going to dwell on that because there's a good chance now, because we're recording this well after the event, that I won't get this out in time for the stream. which is a shame because it's our 1 year anniversary stream, but we'll address all that at the time on the stream. Next thing up was the Blood Angels. Obviously are the pre-order for this week, and we got the prices, and they're a little bit sort of like really. So obviously you've got your codex, that's going to be your standards, the supplements, it's like 20 quid or whatever. But all the special miniatures, so Lamatis, Astaroth, Sanguinor, are 28 quid. Which I know they're bigger, but I'm just like, oof, that's getting like very close to 30 quid for one character model now. That's not that impressive. I mean, I remember when Gulliman came out, and Gulliman was like 35 quid. And
he's they are Forge World.
He's a lot bigger than these lads. So yeah, and I mean, no, in all seriousness, they are approaching resin, the old, Forge World resin prices of 30 quid for a little plastic model that, in some instances is impressive and very nice, but as we'll see in a minute, it's the kind of thing you can just convert from a box. The Blood Angels captain, who's got options to change the way he looks, he's 26.50, so that's also seen an increase, but I guess because you're getting options, it's kind of like, well, I could do extra bits with it. I mean, I still think it's very expensive for a character model that, again, you could probably convert yourself a half decent captain out of a bits box or whatever. Or there's plenty of bespoke 3D printed options out there. The Sanguinary Priest is 25 for reasons. I don't know how they reason these things. But I don't like that particular model. I think he's very caddy and angular, and I don't think they've done a great job on him, particularly on the paint job. Like the lamp on his backpack seems excessively large, and just, I know he's got a helmeted option, but his head looks weird, and yeah, not a fan. Your Sanguinary Guard minus wings is going to cost you £37 for 3 of them.
Need the wings.
Cut down from 5.
Need the wings, man.
So they took away the wings, took away a weapon option, took away 2 models, and charged you the same money. Yay, shrinkflation!
Are they even Primaris? They make them a bit bigger. They are Primaris.
They are Primaris, so they will be
a bit
bigger. But I don't care if they're a bit bigger.
But still, they're not 2 models bigger.
You've taken away like 2/5 of the contents essentially, and given us these crappy looking Sanguinary Guard that are not particularly inspiring, and the paint job on them is awful. No. I mean, the models just look terrible. Like this one's got this one here in the top left, top right that I'm looking at, it's got like a jewel drop on his belt, but there's nothing to it. It's just a great big CAD inserted blood drop. There's nothing about it. It's not on a chain or anything like that. It just looks like
nothing dynamic about it.
It just looks like a shit kit bash. It just looks like a shit kit bash. That's what these models look like, which is a real shame because the old ones had loads of
character. They were great.
Loads of character. They were baroque. They looked like sculpted Roman armor. Kind of these or Greek rather was the aesthetic for the Blood Angels. These just look shit. They just look like Stormcast Eternals.
They do a bit.
Not impressed. But then you've got an upgrade, screw, and transfers. That's £21.50. And there's some nice bits on that. You can customise a few squads. So if you don't mind the idea of DLC for your armies, that certainly is an option.
Well, as Heresy players, we're kind of used to it.
Exactly. Yeah. You're used to paying the extra to get the.
I'm kind of impressed. I'm impressed that they bundled the transfers in with the plastics.
Yeah, you get a transfer sheet in there.
As far as I know.
I think they did the same for the Dark Angels when that came out. But there's some nice bits, you've got a couple of extra swords. I mean, again, it is all just, if you look at it, you can see that it is just CAD swaps. So you've just got a template and then you just swap that bit out, put that bit on, bang, that's a new part that we can do. So I imagine it's very quick and easy for GW. It's almost like spot the difference, like, what has been changed on this CAD version as opposed to this one. Which, that used to happen a little bit in the Green Stuff days as well, because you had armatures that were then used as a template to put stuff on. We're used to that, but it is just a quick and easy asset swap from GW's part. But
it makes sense for them. But,
yeah, it makes sense for them. Your cards are £20.50. They don't say how many there are, but I think it only covers the Blood Angels units because it says each pack of data cards contains all the special rules you need to field your specialist Blood Angel units.
It looks like it's about a centimetre thick.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that's not a lot of cards for your money. Whereas 16 dice sets you back 19 quid because GW is going to GW. But the one that I found that was really egregious is the Sisters of Battle Canoness with Jump Pack, who's not a special character or anything like that. And she will cost you a grand total of £28.
Eesh.
Which is a lot of money for one little model.
I can only assume that she's on 2 sprues, and Games Workshop are like, yep, extra sprue in there, so we're going to charge you a lot more.
Yeah, maybe like she's got some extra options or something, but at the same time, I mean, she's got like the options. She's got 4 different weapons, and she's got the Brienne of Tarth Femstodes style head. You know.
Oh, and the hood. And the hood stapled to her head.
3 head options and some weapon options. So yeah, maybe it is on 2 sprues. We won't know until Saturday when they go on pre-order. But just to compare, the Celestine, who comes with 3 models, is only 40 quid. You know, so you're paying like an extra 12 quid to get an extra 2 models, one of which is a great big saint on wings and, you know, loads of extra bits. So from that perspective, I do kind of feel like I'd probably just get the Celestine and just use one of those as a Sister Superior, and then you've got the Celestine, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, 28 quid again for one Sister of Battle, regardless of the extra options, which you're only going to use one at a time.
Bit much.
Bit much to me, bit much. The Genes to the Cult Benefictus, on the other hand, is 20 quid.
Next.
So make it make sense, GW. And I know it's shit and nobody wants it and it's horrible and stupid, but nonetheless, it's nearly a third cheaper.
Yeah, I'm not sure Genes to the Cults needed a zoanthrope.
No, did not at all. Do not like. Throw in bin will not be appearing in my Genes to the Cult army.
There's a slim chance that I'll see it in person and be like, oh, actually, but as it stands, no.
It's a very slim chance, to be honest.
Not at all.
Other than that, we've got Helm Hammerhand that showed us that the models really are going a little bit more animated, a little bit more cartoony than the old versions, maybe based upon the fact that the new film is very anime based. But certainly the way that this model's been painted leans more to that side of things rather than the realistic Lord of the Rings films that we've seen. Nonetheless, I still think it works. I think it's a nice model. I think we described him in the previous version as Logan Grimnar after his sled and armour's been stolen.
Yeah, Helm Grimnar Christmas.
Indeed, and he's a little bit upset. To be honest, the artwork of it looks exactly like Johan Hegg from Amon Amarth.
It does quite a bit.
Having seen the chap in the flesh many times, it looks almost exactly like him. So if you want, just do his beard not white and just do it sort of that kind of greying blonde that the Scandinavians end up with, and you've pretty much nailed Johan Hegg there. So I'd be tempted to get him for that reason, if nothing else. And then we got shown something that was a little bit odd and random, which was the Servo Skull palette. Which
that's new for this one, ain't it? Like it wasn't up then when we did it yesterday.
No, that's right. Yes, this is new for this CHEBS. This is fresh. This is fresh CHEBS, which is an interesting idea, but you know that it's going to be way too expensive. It looks like
20
GW.
quid.
Sorry,
it's going to be like 20 quid.
Exactly, which is just ridiculous when you can get a fidget popper which does the same bloody thing for like £2.50. You know, I kind of like the idea that it's got all these different places where you can mix your paint. It's got all these little bits and pieces on it. It's kind of cool. And, you know, the great thing about silicone is you can sort of rub it between your hands, and because it's flexible, the paint just flecks off. You know, it's something that people have already done with the fidget poppers, and GW have just gone, oh, we can make some money out of that. But clearly they're not going to do a wet palette at any stage, and this is their compromise.
It is quite innovative for them.
It is, yeah. It's a gimmick. I mean, as I say, it's based upon the fidget poppers, and you know, people have been using fidget poppers and stuff like that. If it's like under 10 quid, I might pick one up for a novelty value, but it's not going to be. It's going to be expensive because GW is going to GW. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting little thing that they did.
Might be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it might be. Maybe they'll knock it out for like 8 quid or something, but I don't think they will. I think it'll be more expensive than that. But we'll have to wait and see. As of this time, still no Heresy Thursday, but it was nice to see Dan Abnett's doing another kind of Double Eagle-esque book.
You did say the last one was rather good.
Double Eagle is one of my favourite Dan Abnett books, so
Okay.
I'll definitely check that out at some point. Yeah, it's just really nice to read something that hasn't got loads of Space Marines in it, hasn't got loads of bolter porn in it, had good character development, and a very cool 40k-esque ending that I won't spoil here.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed it, and it reminded me of a time when GW was more like that, and I'd be very interested to see if Dan has managed to recreate that with the new book, given the way that the Black Library has lent recently. So from that perspective, if nothing else, it'd be interesting. Kind of like when a director goes back to a series 20 years after making the first one. Like
That seems to be a modern thing.
Yeah, like Beetlejuice, for example.
Yeah.
And the comparisons between those two films. And I thought, for all the flaws that Beetlejuice had, it did manage to recreate quite a lot of that madcap, Danny Elfman, Tim Burton combo spirit. You know, Winona Ryder dropped back into Lydia quite easily. Obviously, Keaton, you know, recreated Beetlejuice without even having to try. You know,
I'm glad he's made a comeback.
He's that good.
He's rather good.
Yeah, it's nice to see him back in things. So I don't think we're going to get Mr. Mom 2 at any point, but you know, yeah, no, it's nice. So it'd be interesting to see what Dan does with that. And with that, I think that was more or less the news covered.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I didn't mind the Blood Angel stuff, like for a limited edition cover. So far as
the Mephisto one's really nice. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It's just you've got this nice Baroque art Space Marine on the front cover of the normal version. I'm like, where's that model?
Yeah, he does look cool.
You know, it doesn't really exist. I mean, maybe you could create out of the upgrade parts. I don't know, but
yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, when I look at the Sanguinary Garden stuff, I'm just like, that's very, very plain. Yeah. And I know you've made it that way so that you can sell it the contrast and get it dry brushed and all that kind of crap, but that doesn't matter. The Blood Angels should look like walking pieces of art, especially the Sanguinary Guard.
Yep.
And, you know, there should be all sorts of filigree and Baroque armour, all that kind of stuff, and these have got none of that.
No.
So, I mean, that's a little bit of a shame.
Yeah, Astrath was a good model. I'm not too keen on the faceplate, but he's an awesome character anyway.
Yeah, the faceplate and the hair, but a lot of that's down to the painting. As I said on the previous one, the painting on that model in particular, compared to the Sanguinor, is very basic, very rough. And I know that Heavy Metal doesn't want to put people off these days because, as the guy said on the Painting Phase podcast, GW want you to get from unassembled plastic to the finished model on your tabletop as easily and quickly as possible. They want as few barriers in that process as they can possibly get.
Yep.
But yeah, I do feel that sometimes it comes at the expense of the stuff looking really nice, and they're kind of like, we're going to do a basic version of this, and we're going to rely on our influencers and, you know, Instagram painters and to make this look really nice, which can kind of show you the basic version, which is it's not particularly inspiring from my position. And I want to be inspired. And Valrak recently did a video saying that he's fed up with Warhammer 40k, and he's just not inspired by any of it, like by the models, by the lore, by the rules. And that's why he's not been doing content for it. He covers rumours still. You know, you still get your Val rumours, and I watched the one today about the Eldar, which was kind of half interesting. Corsairs,
okay, I'll better check it out.
Corsairs, but for some reason, no Exodites, and basically all of the aspects and Phoenix Lords are getting done this time round, including one for the Warp Spiders. We're going to finally see their long lost Phoenix Lord. Yeah, in general, he was just saying like 40k is not interesting, and this leads us on to another thing that we discussed on the last CHEBS, which was Mechanicum versus Mechanicus.
Hold on a minute. I didn't get a chance to do the rest of the models.
What models?
The Blood Angels.
We covered them all.
So I'm like, oh, you did. But like Lamartis looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's nice, but I just don't think he's Lamartis. I think he's a very nice chaplain.
Yeah, but he looks awesome.
I don't think he's Lamartis.
Sanguinor is
he looks the same like a as previous
model, but
like
I said before,
they've put him on some scrolls now that are very, very thick, and I think that's the thing I don't like about it.
Yeah, but I feel sorry for whatever poor sod had to paint those, because they put a nice amount of detail on them, and it must have taken forever.
Yeah, they paid for it.
Captain looks good. I think he looks best in a normal power armor, Looks awesome. But the Sanguinary Priest looks like Linda Henry out of EastEnders.
Oh, you found her name, did you? Linda Henry. Okay.
I did. It was important that I got this across. I cannot unsee it
I agree.
at all.
I see like a very angry Ellen DeGeneres there, basically. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I really, I mean, I know the helmet would make it look better, but I just think it's very chunky. I mean, the paint job on it is fucking abysmal. The highlighting on that black is horribly stark. It's like black straight to white. It's like you do realise you're supposed to use some grey in between, right? Nah, fuck that. Quite small. Fuck that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the Sanguinary Priest at all, and that's awful model. The captain I do like. The captain is nice.
I'm pleased he's not standing on another Marine.
Yeah, true.
Like the first Primaris Apothecary. I'm like, this model's amazing. Why is he standing on another Marine?
What I like about the captain is you could hack off those blood drops, chuck some skulls on them, and you'd be all right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's a nice model.
No, I do like that. I mean, is it worth £26.50? No, but it is nice. Sanguinary Guard are just fucking hideous.
Can I use all the arms and the weapons at the same time? Might be worth it then.
Yeah, no, seriously, if you could magnetize it, which you can.
No, I mean at the same time. Like, this is not a Gene Stealer cult, brother.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, let's leave Gene Stealer cult members in power armor. I don't think we need to go there.
I don't. We do. Okay, what was next?
Sanguinary Guard. They're shit.
Yeah, they're crap.
Yeah. That's all of it. That's all the Blood Angels.
Okay.
It's not that interesting. I mean, if you do want the Sanguinary Guard, 6 of them come in the combat patrol. They've released these separately to get you to buy them separately. But if you want them, I don't know why you would, but just get them in the combat patrol, because combat patrol is basically everything apart from the special characters and the Sanguinary Priest in a box. You get a tactical squad, upgrade sprues, the captain, and 2 lots of Sanguinary Guard for £100.
Yeah, why would you not?
Might as well just do that. It's just it's just cheeky of GW to not announce the combat patrol yet, because they know that they want you to get these bits separately. You know, GW is going to GW. At the end of the day.
Yeah, I think the only other thing was the 40k rules for the 2 kill teams from the new kill team box.
Yeah, don't care.
Which they've put up. Yeah, which is a little bit weird. I was looking at the Vespid stuff, and it's like a neutron grenade launcher, okay, a neutron rail rifle, and I was kind of like, why is it a neutron rail rifle?
Because it needs to be special, because the Vespid have got it, so they want you to buy it.
Yeah, but I mean, it could have just made it a normal one. But then I went and looked at the stats for the standard rail rifle that the Pathfinders get, and it's pretty much exactly the same. Yeah. So I'm not too sure how neutron things come into play at all. Like, the only difference that I can see is that the Vespid's a better shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's BS4 plus instead of 5. I'm like, what? Really? But I guess he's got more eyes. So there is that, I suppose.
Don't know if that's what I mean. Like 40k, I'm just like, yeah, don't care. Don't care. I like the Vespids, and I would have got them, but seeing as they're going to come out at like £47.50 for 10, I'm like, no, fuck off. I don't need the tokens. I don't need the Vespid that much. So, yeah.
I went for the box because I'm kind of like, well, I love the Vespid. I've still got my metal ones in the case, and the terrain's useful. So
yeah, again, I've got
make it worth it.
I've got a table's worth of terrain, so it's just not worth it for me. And I just know that if I got it, like, me and Kirsty would never play it. We tend to lean towards board games. We've been playing a new Mandalorian board game recently, and that was a lot of fun. And nice. It's just not gonna make an appearance. It'll be loads of plastic that'll just sit in the box, a book that will never get read or used. And I don't like supporting what GW are doing at the moment, if I'm being completely honest.
I got you.
You know, I hate the fact that this kill team stuff, these kill team models like the scouts and everything, and the striking scorpions and mandrakes and all that kind of stuff are only available as kill team models. So the only way you can get them is to pay through the fucking nose for them.
And 50 quid each, pretty much.
Imagine if they did flayed ones as a fucking kill team set. You know, it'd be ridiculous. And I don't want to support it. I think when it comes to the prices, and Valrak said this as well, a lot of people, like, this is the limit being pushed here. Yeah, they are trying to get £47.50, nearly 50 quid for 10 scouts. That is
no.
that is other levels of piss taking. It really is, which is why the Kill Team release got its own video. And he was like, look, at the end of the day, they just keep announcing massive profits. They keep announcing that they're getting massive bonuses for all their executives.
For the top two,
and they give it, they give it out to the staff as well. So that's fair play. That is fair play. That's profit share. That's what happens. But when you do that, and then every year GW stands there with their hand, with the cap in hand, going, stuff's got so expensive. Oh, we've got to raise the prices. We're really sorry. It's really expensive. We've got to do it. And you're just like, no, fuck off.
You don't have to do it at all. I'm sure you don't need that much profit.
You can take a year off. You can take a year off. You can turn around to your shareholders and go, you know what? You're only going to get 18% dividend this year rather than 20%. Because we want the hobby to still be affordable for people, and I will do. I've got a video planned that we're going to do with ways that we would make 40k more affordable and more attractive to people, without doing the discourse miniatures method of just everything's half price and bankrupting the company. But I want you to put some thought into that, because I've got some ideas of things that I would do that are realistic that would make things more affordable. But we'll cover that for another time. So with all the news out of the way, properly this time, we talked about last time, and we're going to skip all the Underworld stuff, because a lot of that was just us trawling through Google, just looking for things to remind us.
Yeah, finding info.
So we're just going to skip all that. We're going to go into the Mechanicum versus the Mechanicus, because obviously we talked about your box set and the various levels of complexity of putting stuff together.
To the forge-rolled items,
compared to the resin versions, and obviously the plastic ones are more advanced, because at the end of the day, the Horus Heresy is a more adult-aimed range, as was Adeptus Titanicus before it, with those models being the closest that I've ever seen to something like an Airfix kit, with loads of really tiny, like, I don't know if you've ever put together a model plane, but you've got like a tiny little bit that's made up the fucking undercarriage.
It's been a very long time.
And stuff like that. Back in the day. And the Adeptus Titanicus models were the closest I've ever seen to that. A different level compared to 40k of complexity for a plastic kit. Yeah. And the new Mechanicum models for Heresy seem to be akin to that. Certainly the bigger automator and stuff like that. And I've not actually seen, I've not had a good look at, and I should do, because it is up by now, I would imagine, the Thanatar kit. The sprues from that should be up now, so I'll have a quick look while we're chatting. But yeah, we're basically going through like how cool the Mechanicum stuff looks, as opposed to the mess that is the Mechanicus.
Yeah,
because they started out really well. We've got the Cult Scutari and we've got the Mechanicus stuff. And the first range I really liked, apart from the Electro Priests. They were the one thing that I wasn't a fan of.
Yep. The rest of it was great. Like
no sprue picks. Fuck you, GW. Really?
Really? For the Thanatar?
Yeah, they had one job and there's no sprue picks.
Are you sure you're looking at the right one? Not the Forge World one?
Yeah. Fanaticavus. I mean, I doubt the Forge World one's £63.25. Which is actually cheaper than I thought it was. So I will get myself one of these at some point. We've got some funds.
Yeah, what I will say to people listening, if you're thinking about getting a Thanatar, if it's anything like the Forge World one, and it will be overall, be very, very careful when you're doing the position of the ammo feeds and the twin-linked Mauler bolt cannon arm, because you need to get them proper, well lined up. Otherwise, you get a feed mismatch at the back, and it looks awful.
Well, I wonder if they might have done that. The flexible feed that we got with
ask me how I know.
The Knights.
No, I don't think they did. Because I looked through some of the the instructions for it, and there's like 2 arm positions, so you get 2 pairs of belts.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah, 2 left arm hoses with ammo feeds to match. So it sounds like if there's locking pins or something on the ammo feeds, maybe you can't fuck it up.
No, you can't fuck up putting the ammo feeds together. It's because the arm is still a ball and socket joint. You need to make sure you get it proper right.
Oh, is it still a ball and socket joint then?
Yeah, and I think the arms are in 3 bits as well. So you've kind of got like the ball joint, you've kind of got like the middle bit of the arm where the actuators and stuff are, and then you've got like the forearm, which has got the weapons and stuff, and the shock charges on it.
Yeah, it's called a Mauler bolt. It's called a Mauler bolt cannon.
I love them. They're like, who needs a heavy bolter? I got this instead.
The Mauler bolt cannon. Nice. Yeah, I fancy one of those at some point. I haven't got one. I've got 2 boxes of the Mechanicum box, which are still sitting on display, but I haven't.
Trade one out.
I could do, actually. I wonder if GW... I think one of them's unopened.
Oh.
Thing is, I haven't got a receipt, so I don't think they would. I think you do need a receipt even to get an exchange. I can't remember anymore, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I'll have to look at their policies. But no, anyway, regardless, I do want a Thanatar. But yeah, we were just saying about how the 40k Mechanicus line with its last release before Stiltman went
it's just
very much off track. And whereas the 40k range has gone very weird and non-coherent and non-cohesive, the Mechanicum one is mostly still a coherent line, because obviously it's all been just adapted over from the Forge World stuff. So it's not new models apart from obviously the oh dude, that was your cue.
Oh, the Arlatax.
Alatax. Fucking Alatax.
Different scale there, so you can't decide swipe through with that one.
We're gonna get a heresy version, of course. So that aside, everything else is just reimagined versions of the Forge World stuff. So the aesthetics were always there, and they're going to be carried over, which is why the heresy line looks so much more cohesive than the 40k one, which is just starting to look sillier and sillier with people running around on robot dogs and fucking flappy wing archicopters and all that shit, and your World War II assault landing craft. It's just
it's kind of like the very essence of when people say, "Oh, eclectic," aka looks like a mess and not very cohesive,
aka throwing shit at a wall just to see what sticks. I mean, as I said, it's like fucking hell, Mechanicum or Mechanicus. Choose a method of locomotion. You've got Doomwalkers, you've got Striders, you've got fucking Cataphrons on tracks, which are amazing. Don't get me wrong, and that'd be my preferred, method. But then you've got hover fucking craft.
Yeah,
and flying bloody planes with legs.
Yeah, and
then you've got fucking horses that you ride on as well. Make a fucking choice, please.
Yeah, dog horses. It's such a weird range. Like, it started off, like you said, it was great. Like the Dune Crawler is a bit of a eccentric tank, but
it's a bit Defiler-esque. But I'm like, I'll let it go. It's cool.
And that was great. Like the Iron Strider and the I put my teeth back in, and the Sidonian Dragoons, great. They're
love those. Those are so archetypically Mechanicum or Mechanicus to me.
Just a very original concept.
Yeah, very, very cool. I like those, and the Cataphrons are one of my all-time. I don't like the actual kits. I have decided I don't like putting them together. They're fucking horrible models, but the design of them is one of my favourite things in 40k.
Yeah. Definitely.
As I said in the last CHEBS, if somebody goes, "Oh, can you show me the archetypical 40k model?" I wouldn't get a Space Marine. I'd get a Cataphrone Breacher, and I go, "Here is a dude who's had all his fucking limbs chopped off and been attached to a tank."
Yeah, with half a brain.
That's 40k.
Yep.
That'd be my archetype. So, and then as you say, from there it just got. Because I love the Manipulus. The Manipulus got released when they did Kill Team Commanders. And this fat floating bloke, it was just like, he reminds me of the Baron Harkonnen from Dune. And I'm like, I love that. And then they go and release this lad on stilts. And I'm like, oh dear. A thousand memes were instantly born,
Yeah.
And then you've got the flying Renaissance stuff. And I know what they were going for, but you just didn't get it right.
Oh, it's just so weird. It's a bit too left field for people who aren't supposed to innovate.
Yeah, exactly.
None of that last wave was good.
No, I didn't like. I've got to say, I did not like any single part of it. I didn't like the Cerberus riders. I didn't like the assault craft. Although the non-open top one does look a bit better, but I didn't like that. And I didn't like the flying dudes, and I certainly didn't like the bloody Archaeocopter thing, which is ridiculously expensive as well.
What is it?
Yeah, it's like 70 odd quid.
What?
£74.
Jesus.
Yep, £74. It's not a particularly big model.
Save myself some money there.
Isn't it? So yeah, if you want one, I mean the flyers are kind of getting phased out anyway. I'm not even sure if they make it into the next edition. If I'm being honest,
too complicated.
I wouldn't miss them if I'm being honest. I really wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Maybe for my Dark Elder army because I've got like 3 Razor Wings and a Void Raven.
Oh, but they look so good though.
They do look amazing.
The Void Raven is one of my favourite looking aircraft.
It's amazing. So nice. I really do need to get around to doing my Dark Eldar, but because it's 40k, they've very much taken a back seat. But yeah, I mean, I look at it and it just looks stupid.
Yeah.
And 40k can look many things, but I don't think it often looks stupid.
Not so much.
You know, maybe things like the Space Marine flyers, Thunderhawk accepted, you know, the smaller ones, they look a bit stupid. And this kind of looks the same. And yeah, I can appreciate what they were going for, but it just doesn't. The old world nature of the Mechanicum does not extend to canvas wings like a Leonardo da Vinci. DiCaprio, yeah.
He's a good actor, but I don't think he could pull that off.
No, not quite. Like a Leonardo da Vinci flyer, you know, I don't think they got that aesthetic right, if I'm being completely honest with you. You know, you visualize this thing bounding along on its fucking legs and flapping its wings. I'm just like, no.
Just a what? What?
The Omnissiah is not pleased.
No, he weeps.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas, compared to the Heresy stuff, and I know they haven't got any flyers in the Heresy or anything like that, but I just think it looks so much better. Have they?
Oh no, the mech don't specifically, but they can use.
Oh, they've got jump packs, yeah, but they don't fly. They're not like transports and shit like that, are they? So
no,
their transports are all tracked things. So
they've got the Voltarax. Are we still talking about 30k?
30k, yeah.
They've got a Voltarax flying automata, and they used to be able to use Imperial Navy craft.
Yeah, which makes sense. You'd think that's just kind of what they would do. I mean, after all, they make them for the Navy, so
they do.
You know, we might as well just use these. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a very valid point. I have got a Mechanicus army that I want to put together. I want to finish at some point, but it hasn't got any of that new wave stuff in it.
No,
none of it.
No, neither's mine.
It's literally made up of Scutari, about 12 Cataphrons, the Castellax robots, and some characters and stuff. And I'm like, if that disadvantages me from a tactical perspective, assuming I ever get to play a game again, or ever want to play a game again at 40k, then so be it. My army looks cool. It doesn't have those stupid looking models in it. As I said, for my armies, I always go from a model perspective, and I have to like enough of the range to want to collect it. And even if it was 50 quid and not 74, I still wouldn't want this Archaeocopter.
Oh.
Actually, this hasn't got any fucking sprue pictures either. Are they taking all the sprue pictures off the stuff?
Well, I've got the Razor Wing Jet Fighter up now and going, that looks really fucking nice. And they've got 2 sprue pits for that.
Okay.
So it might be they just haven't uploaded it yet, I don't know.
It's an old kit, the Archaeocopter, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, they're here for the combat patrols that I just clicked on, so maybe it's just a coincidence. No, the Razor Wing's lovely, and the Void Raven is lovely as well. I wonder how much Void Raven's probably about 60 quid now. Oh, 57, yeah, not far off. But that is an amazing kit. I love the what they did for clear plastic canopies on that one as well.
Yeah, that looks great.
I really do need to get my that 6,000 points of Dark Elder I've got.
Jesus, mind you've collected them for a long time, haven't you?
I have. I got ever since Jester Goodwin did the initial remake, and I have used them a few times. I used my fly a wing. It did very well, that and a load of reavers. But
That sounds all very fast.
oh yeah, it was very, very fast. But yeah, the Mechanicus never quite got it right to me. I mean, that's the problem with the new combat patrol from Mechanicus, is all that stuff. It's 3 Cerberus Raiders, 10 Scutari, the Manipulus, and then the Voltarax, what are they called? Taraxi, that's it, Taraxi.
Ah.
Yeah. No, I just don't know. None of it. Just not for me. End up almost looking very kind of what's the name?
Flash Gordon.
No, War Machine.
Oh.
Almost end up looking quite War Machine like a lot of it, which is not the aesthetic that 40k should be striving towards. So I know they're going for steampunk, but yeah, dudes riding giant dogs is not the one. Please no. It didn't work for the Space Wolves. It doesn't work for the fucking Mechanicum.
It may be efficient, but I don't think it's the way.
No, I really don't think it is. You'd think that a faction that is given over to replacing bits of themselves with machines to be more efficient wouldn't then go riding robot dogs.
Unless they're they just grafted themselves onto the dog.
Yeah, exactly, which they haven't done. You know, I would expect to see a Mechanicus Centaur where a dude's just grafted himself to a fucking mechanical horse before I saw this. It's kind of how I feel about Necrons as well, which is why none of my Necrons are pilots.
Oh, that's right. You didn't like it, did you?
I didn't like the idea of Necrons piloting machines when they have machine bodies.
Yeah, you just thought they'd be a bit more like the new Battlestar Galactica Raiders, where they're just incorporated into it as a thing, rather than just
so my Necron flyers are more like Cylons. I've covered over the canopy.
I remember.
And I converted my barge and my stalker, so those don't have pilots either. They're automatons. They're kind of like more like the oh god help Tomb Spider and the Wraiths. What are they called? Their type? Canoptech, thank you. That more like Canoptech constructs. Yeah, I went for that angle with my my Necrons, which is that's one of the really cool things about it, is you can do this changing of your army to make it match what you want it to match, which is really cool. Everybody likes that. That's something that's really, you can make the army your own. So you can do these things. You can just say, look, my faction or my Forge World of Mechanicus turned around and went, no, we don't want any of that new shit. It's bollocks.
Exactly.
You can say my Space Marine chapter turned around and said, no, we definitely don't want Primaris. No, we really don't want them, Mr. Guilliman, go away. And maybe he put them on a crusade or something to repent or something. You can do these things, which means you can do your own headcanon.
Your army.
You want. It's your army. Do what the fuck you want.
It's your army. It's your story. You do the background for them.
Exactly. It doesn't mean you've got to accept it in the wider law. In the wider law, they do use this stuff because that's what GW, at the end of the day, have control over, but they don't have control over your hobby.
Exactly. 40k has always been a framework for doing what you want.
It's a framework. Do what the fuck you want. So the next thing on my list, after bitching about 40k Mechanicus compared to the Mechanicum, which was awesome, was a slightly more sobering thing, and it was the Paul Sawyer Sgt Sawyer model that Warlord have released for charity. It's only a tenner. I'll definitely be grabbing one. It does look just like the fat bloke himself. Because what's happened to Paul is extremely tragic. For those not in the know, he's got the most aggressive form of brain cancer that there is. He's not going to recover from it. He's maybe got a year tops. Warlord have done a sculpt of him, and all proceeds go to charity.
They've done a
brain tumour charity, which Paul chose himself. And if you fancy picking one up, he's up for pre-order on their website. And certainly
not the man himself. The model.
I'll be grabbing one. No, but a little miniaturized version of him.
Which you knew him personally, didn't you?
I used to work with him, dude, at Warlord. Didn't speak to him a lot. Made a couple of meetings and stuff that we did. But yeah, I just think that's a really nice touch. And with Bolt Action just releasing its 3rd edition, anybody who is partaking and wants one of him to, lead your British squad, thoroughly recommend picking one up. And I'll put the link in the description. Honest, if I remember, I really will try it and remember this time. Honest, because when I come out to editing these things, I invariably forget.
We're old.
Yeah, exactly. We're old. Just forgive us.
Ish.
So, but yeah, that's something else I really wanted to mention. And along line that, because obviously Paul was responsible for producing some of the very best White Dwarfs that I ever read. Back in the day when it really was kind of like a reverent hobby magazine that took a very tongue-in-cheek look at things and was much less corporate and official than GW publications are now.
It was a lot more British.
A lot more British.
Good and silly.
As a bunch of features, because we're just running out of ideas. Honestly, we're just winging this as we go along. Somehow we've managed to do it for a year. We're just going to grab our favourite White Dwarfs and just pick them up and go through them and just put the full rose tinted glasses on and go full nostalgia mode, basically.
Yeah.
Matt's going to do it with his first White Dwarf, which was 131, I think you said, which had the first Horus Heresy story from Bill King in it.
Yep. Yeah, the Advanced Space Crusade.
I'm going to do it with my first White Dwarf, which I'm pretty sure was 190. I think it had a Goliath on the front of it. 190 or 191. I'll be able to find it, no problem. I've got PDFs of all this stuff knocking about somewhere. And we're going to go through those as a series. And other than that, I think we'll just pick a few favourites throughout the years. I remember 217 being the introduction of the plastic grav tank. That's one that I'll always remember.
Nice. And, I haven't got a clue. Like I've still got most of my old ones, like my semi-old ones from the last 10 years or so. All went to charity when I had my clear out like 2 months ago. But I kept all my old ones, but I think they're all in the garage, so I might have to see if I can dig them out and have a look.
The only ones that I've got physical now, the only ones are the ones from my last subscription run, so they're probably only like 2 or 3 years old. I want to go. I mean, I want to go earlier than that. Certainly before it ever went weekly or any of that bollocks. Before that stuff. I want to. Probably not anything after 6th edition, I would say, or 7th at the very latest. Nothing with Primaris in it. I want the old Tale of Four Warlords where they weren't scared to put the prices in there and how much was being spent. Those days, when they'd actually give you a budget and it'd be like, oh, you've got 25 quid this month to spend on your miniatures. And it was realistic for hobbyists. You could see that and be like, oh, wow, cool, I can do that,
Rather than just, I got these, I painted them, you want them as well, go.
Yes, exactly that, yeah, exactly. So, I think that'd be a fun little feature to cover along with the retrospectives that we'll be doing and stuff like that. So we shouldn't run out of ideas. And then other than that, we just we covered a couple of mobile games that we've been playing recently.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Because another thing that we're going to do is do some CHEBS that are devoted to video games. Not video game CHEBS. I'm sure there's plenty of those. I think Sex with Hitler comes to mind. But
I'm saying nothing.
your entire Steam library. But rather 40k games throughout the years, because there's definitely been enough of those to warrant at least a couple of videos. We can do all the classic ones like the original Chaos Gate and Final Liberation and Dawn of War and Rights of War, I think was one.
Rights of War was one. It had Eldar in it, yeah.
Yep. Shadow of the Horned Rat was another one. Very old.
Someone did an interview with the lead developer of that. The Shadow of the Horned Rat, and there was the second one as well. They did.
I remember that was the one where they said there was a troll that you couldn't beat. It was unbeatable because they hadn't made anything to go after it in the game. So basically, if you encountered that troll, that was the end of the game. It would kill you every single time because I don't know why, if they ran out of time or what, but they hadn't developed the story or whatever beyond that point. So they had to make that a dead end in the game. I think that was Shadow of the Horned Rat, which is a very old Warhammer Fantasy game. But yeah, we could cover a load of those, at least the ones we've played, which is quite a few. And I think that'd be good fun. But for this episode, or this re-record of the episode of CHEBS, it was just a couple of mobile games. And I know you said you tried Warp Forge, and it was basically just a 40k version of Hearthstone, and you didn't go on with it.
Yeah, that was the impression that I got. But yeah, I didn't play it too much to discover anything further.
That's fine. I couldn't even get it to bloody work on my my device, which is a new device. So it's not the fucking device's fault. It's a Google Pixel 8 Pro, so it should be fine. It's not a new game, I don't think. But certainly what we do play is Tacticus.
Oh, yes.
And been enjoying that. I did a 10 drop last night, saved up my requisitions like a good boy, and I got Shadow Sun, legendary Shadow Sun. So I was like, yes, tasty.
Very good. Yeah, always save up your requisitions until you got 10 to do a 10 drop.
Yeah, then you're always guaranteed to get a character, and they've increased the drop rates recently anyway. So as we were saying, it is absolutely a pay to win game. I mean, now that I'm in the I think I'm in the Brother Sergeant League.
Right, for the arena.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. It's like, how many red stars? And a blue star? What the fuck's a blue star? I've never seen that before.
I've never seen a blue star either.
How much have you spent on this game? Why are you matching me, who's got 4,000 power, with somebody who's got 19,000 power? Fuck you.
It's. I think the kids would say it's wild. Some of the matchups that you get in the league, like you go, oh, I need to do a league for this mission, or I need to get some guys in to get some experience and whatnot.
Yeah.
and you kind of look at the three potential opponents that you've got. I mean, I'm looking at mine right now. Like the team that I'm fielding has like a power of 83,000, 83.3. And that's mostly because I chucked in my Death Leaper, who's like gold 2. He's by far like my most meatiest character.
Okay.
And one of my opponents is 54,000. The other one is 208,000.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that?
So again, to phrase the kids, it's a bit sus.
Yeah, it's like I'll just spend some Blackstone and
refresh
and
it.
Get that refreshed.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be a complete waste of time, because the three that I've got now is 224,000, 266.6 thousand, and 290,000.
Yes.
Versus my 83,000.
The refresh is quite often anything but. So I'm at 4,946. My opponents potentially are 42,565, 18,460, or 6,493.
Slightly more
feasible. You might have a chance against that one, but he's got a 5-star Tigurius, so I doubt it. He'll just castle around him, and I won't be able to touch him because of his block power that he passes on to people around him. So, that's some of the matchmaking is absolutely mental. But when it comes to the game itself, it's good fun. I mean, obviously, there's brick walls in there that they put in there to try and get you to spend money, and there's the battle pass. And if I spent money, like every time you unlock a character, it goes, would you like to spend £20 to make this character completely stupidly powerful? And I'm like, no, I would not, thank you. If I did that every time I unlocked a character, I would have spent 300 quid in the game. But as it is, I've spent £2.99 to get a daily supply of Blackstone, which is, the currency that you can't get readily.
You have to buy it with cash.
Yeah, exactly. And I consider that to be an acceptable
otherwise you just get spoon-fed it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll like 2 pieces a day or something stupid like that.
I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but yeah.
I'm having fun with it. I mean, the problem with the game is, because of the way the game's made, is you don't so much hit a learning curve or a difficulty curve as a difficulty brick wall.
Yeah.
So you go onto one of the campaigns, it's like, Operation 1, that's no problem. Operation 2, no problem. Operation 3, tiny bit more difficult, but not too much of a problem. Operation 4, brick wall, you're dead.
Oh, are you talking about the events that they do?
Yeah, I'm doing the Yarrick one at the moment.
Yeah, I've not touched that yet.
But that one and the
Mechanicum one.
The Mechanicum, oh my God, the Mechanicus one is fucking ridiculous.
Unfortunately, the campaigns themselves aren't as bad.
No, the campaigns themselves, you just need to grind.
Yeah,
you need to get to a certain level. I'm on the last mission of I'm on the last mission of stage 3 of the Fall of Cadia campaign. I just can't get past the boss.
Yeah, so you just need to take your dudes away and level them up.
Level them up, come back, level up their gear and stuff and come back. And the thing is, I don't mind that because the campaign's always there. There's no time limit on it.
No, that's right.
Just go back.
But the good thing is about the campaigns is once you've completed it, it unlocks like a little elite extension.
Yep.
Which unfortunately is 10 power a battle instead of 6. And it's definitely tougher until you've leveled up your guys some more. But the good thing is you can replay any of the battles in the campaign using characters from that faction. It doesn't have to be the specific people that.
Oh, that's handy. So you can level up your lower powered dudes.
Oh yeah. Cool. So when you go to your collection and go to a character and you have a gander at the 6 resources that you need to fulfill to then rank them up to like the next bronze rank or silver or whatever, you can tap it and then tap on the thing, and instead of doing the usual kind of just fight this battle for me using a ticket like a raid.
Oh, so when you get free medals on every mission, then you unlock the elite.
Yes.
Right, so I've got one medal left to get on the Indominus, basically, which is Anafet
and
boss.
the fancier 3 medal chest at the end of the campaign, because you get like a normal chest for finishing it, and then if you actually get 3 medals on every mission, then you get a fancier chest for doing well.
Yeah, okay.
It's all good, and then you can go back and just replay them with other Imperial characters in that case, and level them up there rather than having to wait for like your other tokens for like the arena or salvage run.
Yeah. That's why I really like Onslaught, because Onslaught you can choose at the end somebody to receive the level up tokens.
That's right, yeah.
And it enables you to get level up shards for the people that you wouldn't normally be able to get by raiding the campaign missions.
Yeah.
The only problem with the campaign missions is obviously it uses up your energy. Once all your energy is used up, you can buy more, and every time you buy more, it wants more Blackstone off you. So it's like, your first hit, 50 energy, 25 Blackstone. Your second hit, 110 Blackstone. Your third hit, 300 Blackstone. And as we've already discussed, you can't get Blackstone through any other way other than buying it with actual physical currency.
Or getting drip fed it.
You have a ridiculous amount of coins. I've now got 50,000 or something stupid like that, and you can't use that to buy Blackstone. So, it is, at the end of the day, like all mobile phone games, it is after money, and it will use ways to try and get that money out of you. But you can play it without spending money and still have fun, which I am doing. It's just obviously you grind further, you don't win as much, but you have the satisfaction that you're playing the game without buying your way to winning. So I guess.
I mean, I'll play it on my phone mostly.
Yeah, no, it's always on my phone.
There's also an app. There's an app called BlueStacks that you can install on like a Windows PC, and it's an Android emulator.
Oh, okay.
And it just drops you into like an emulated Android screen, and you can just go onto like the Play Store there. Download games and stuff as you would.
I have enough barriers in my way to getting these videos edited anyway. I don't need a fucking a time waster. A mobile phone game on my screen. Machine.
Yeah, and like I did Tacticus today for the first time in quite a while, and it went, you need to update this, go to the Play Store, and I was like, all right, and it's like 1 million plus downloads. So like, I think is it Snowpaw who do it?
Snowprint Studios.
They must be fucking raking it in.
Oh mate, absolutely fucking. These mobile phones games, they make billions. They don't make millions. They make billions.
They did a good job.
Oh, it's good.
Fair.
It's
like,
good.
The animation's good.
Yeah, the animation's good. The characters are that their special powers are what you would expect.
Yep.
So
they're in line with what you think they'd be.
They're in line with what you'd have. The game is very tactical, very strategic. I think it's probably better balanced than 40k itself.
Yeah.
As far as
mind you, they've only got to balance 2 powers for each character.
More strategic in many ways. It's a good game. Good. It is a good game. I mean, it's testament to the fact that it is a good game because you've got all this shit in it, and it is a mobile phone game, but the core gameplay experience is fun.
Solid.
It is very fun. Good. I enjoy playing it. the main problem I have with it is that it does put barriers in your way to play, because you need resources to play the game.
I want to pay for them to do it quicker.
So, you know, even with the campaign and the onslaught and everything like that, you only get to play it a couple of times before it goes, aha, you now can't play this game for 8 hours, and then you can come back and play it again, which is the thing that I don't really like about it. Obviously, it's there for certain reasons, but I would much prefer it if there was always a way to play the game, not like, oh, I've used all my opportunities to play the game, I don't want to buy 300 Blackstone for $5. You know, I now need to put the game down for 8 hours until my stuff's come back so I can play it again.
Until my tokens have replenished.
Exactly, yeah, that's the annoying thing. Which doesn't happen in the next game that we're going to talk about, which is combat cards.
Oh, yeah, I didn't really play this, so this one's entirely you.
Yeah, I've been playing combat cards. I mean, I played it originally and gave up with it when it did hit the brick wall, and it was now like, okay, now you need to either grind your ass off or give us money. But one thing I do like about combat cards is it doesn't put a limit on how much you can play. So when you're playing like the matches, PvP, or you know, the guild against the guild and stuff like that, it never turns around and goes, you haven't got enough energy, you need to, you know. What it does do is it sells you packs of cards, and some of those are ridiculously expensive. So again, you know, it'd be like, here's this legendary character with bits to upgrade it and everything. That's £50, please. And you're like, what?
Oof.
Excuse me.
Games Workshop, is that you?
Yeah, exactly. And I've got to admit, I was really, I was struggling. It was like, oh my God, I'm going to put so much time into this. And obviously time is very important to people these days, even if it's just time spent while your missus is watching Netflix or whatever. And I found a load of codes, thankfully, on like Reddit or something, which has given me a load of extra shit, loads of extra cards and plasma. Because what it does is it does campaigns, and it'll go around to go, you don't have the right card, the right warlord for the right faction to play this campaign. So you need to buy a deck with plasma, and plasma is the rare currency, you know. So that's how that one tries to get money out of you. And like most games, it's got a battle pass, so it's like you get free stuff, but if you get the battle pass, you get more free stuff and stuff like that, you know. And it makes you buy the cards, and you need copies of cards to upgrade. And obviously, the more rare a card is, the more copies of it you need to upgrade. And these games have their ways of getting money from people. It's as simple as that. But whereas Tacticus is basically a hex grid with individual models that you move about and get to attack and that kind of stuff, combat cards is basically done on a card deck where you have to destroy the opponent's warlord. And you've got one warlord in your deck, and then all the other cards in your deck are bodyguards. And you have to work your way through the bodyguards to get to the warlord, to kill the warlord, to win the game. And each card has different stats and different rarities and special abilities and stuff like that all complement each other. And you've got your tactics. And what you do is basically you've got very simple, you've got 3 different types of attack. You've got melee, you've got guns, and you've got psychics. And you compare your added up totals to the opponent's added up totals, see which is better, and just do that damage to each other's cards. But there's all sorts of special rules that come into play. Like, for example, sometimes one of your cards might have the taunt ability, which means all of the enemy's attacks go onto that card, sparing you other cards. So you've got tactics, and you can... The powers that don't get used get reinforced when you use power. So if you use melee over and over again, your cards that don't have a melee attack will then contribute towards a future attack.
Okay.
So cards that don't activate do what's called ready, and then they power up a different attack. So you can play the long game and try and build up your shooting for a final massive shooting attack and stuff like that. And it's a fun little game, and I really like it because you can always play it. That's what I like about it. And I did the last campaign. I think it ended in the top 24%. I was a top 6%, but with those campaigns, there's a finite amount of games to play until you're finished. Yeah. And then it's just like where you place. So because I went in and shot my load early, if you'll excuse the expression, I was like, yeah, I've completed the campaign and I'm top 6%. And I was like, oh, there's 1 day and 18 hours still to go. And I just watched myself slowly drop out of the top 10 and then top 20. And I was like, yeah. But it's fun. It's, you know, again, the core gameplay loop is fun, very simple, doesn't require a lot of attention. You know, you can just especially if you're not playing live with another player. You can take as long as you want to take your turn, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah, it's good fun. Loads of different cards for all the different models and the different factions. All the factions, unlike Tacticus, every faction is in it. And there's warlords for every faction, and every model that Games Workshop make, more or less, is covered. Even like some of the really new stuff. Like the new Crute are in there, for example. All the new Crute models and stuff. And presumably the new Blood Angels will be in there very soon. I wish it was artwork as opposed to pictures on the models. That's the only thing, really. But I think the ultimate thing that I wish it was a physical product. Because I'm a sucker for trading cards. I got all the ones from the last GW art selection.
Champions?
No, the Warp, whatever it was called. The actual, not the game, the actual collectible cards.
Oh.
They did like an album. You could get those in packs.
Right, yeah. I did like a similar Harry Potter one with Kiddo.
Okay.
Not my choice.
Because I used to love trading cards when I was a kid. I used to fucking love them. Love them.
As we said last time, I always preferred sticker albums.
Yeah. The thing that pissed me off about sticker albums was if you didn't have a full collection, you had a piece of your picture missing.
Yeah, that's happened to me. Like I did the old Transformers one when I was a kid, like in the 80s. The old Panini one. Yep. And I always remember, like, there was Inferno, like the fire engine guy, and he was made up of 6, like 2x3 stickers.
Yep.
And I never got his head.
Oh,
and like right at the back of the sticker album, and it was like, you can do a one-off, write to Panini, and we'll send you the last lot that you need for your thing. And so I did that, and I got the last few that I needed, and they fucking sent me the one next to his head instead of the head. So I still never got it.
Sons of bitches. Yeah.
Oh,
so that was why I always liked cards over it. And also cards, you had all the information on the back of the card and everything. I remember getting the Jurassic Park ones that were really good. You know, like
McDonald's do that now in Happy Meals, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Along with like a little card bottle that you slot together.
Oh, that's kind of cute. But yeah, I really wish that this was a physical product, because I love card games. I buy loads of dead card games just to play with Kirsty and stuff. And I know why it's not, because they can make more money this way with less expenditure. You know, you sell somebody physical cards, you can't sell them currency and stuff like that. But I just really wish it was a physical thing, because I do love, physical card games, basically. But it reminded me of the Age of Sigmar Champions, where that was a game where you scanned the cards into the app.
That was a great game. Like, I never played it physically, but I thoroughly enjoyed playing it on my phone, and it was really good. But you could literally buy the physical cards, and they had like little notches around the black border, and you'd scan the card, and it would add it to your force on the phone.
almost like a QR code type thing.
Like a proto QR code. And it was a really interesting game where you got to rotate cards around.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's very clever, really very good. I remember War Cradle took on world distribution rights for it shortly before they killed it, because they were just going to focus on the app and stop making the physical game. So,
but then they stopped doing the app as well, and they took the servers offline. You can't even play it on your phone.
Can't even play it anymore. You can pick it up. You can pick up ridiculously cheap the physical cards. I got a shitload of them recently. I think Zavi were doing it, and you got like four boxes of cards. For
about like a tenner or something.
Yeah, about tenner, I think it was. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're still about it. It's worth playing. I've got nearly a full set of it.
And they were boxes of packs.
Yes, boxes of packs. Yeah, exactly.
There was a shitload. I think I might have some somewhere. I might give them to you next time I come up.
Yeah,
sure. If there's anything in there you can finish off your set.
Yeah, because I've got nearly a full set. So yeah, here you go. Beyond Toys, Champion Booster Box.
A box.
$14.99. That's like 50 packs of cards.
Yeah, and there's what, 6 in each one? 8?
6 or 8. Yeah, enough to. So you'd have enough there to play a game, and even the individual decks seems to be available, like the starter decks.
Still doing it.
Let's have a look. This is Zatu. 3+ in stock for a tenner. So. Yeah, it's still available. And as you say, it's a fun game where you rotate the cards to activate different abilities.
That's right.
On the cards, which is, a really cool idea. So, yeah, combat cards is good fun, worth a play. And, I guess just check it out at some point. I really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. So if you avoid the money making, grasping of the game, you'll have good fun.
Yeah, unless you're loaded, in which case you'll have even more fun.
If you're a whale, then just if you've got enough money to go on there and buy fucking, I don't know, the Lion plus all his upgrades, and you can go and spend 100 quid on it, then you're probably going to win all of your games.
Yeah.
Go nuts. I am astonished by some of the amounts on these games. It's like, we're going back to Tacticus. It's like, yes, you can buy Blackstone. You can buy a pouch of Blackstone for £4.99, or you can buy a chest of Blackstone for £20, or you can buy a hoard of Blackstone.
It keeps going up
for 50, and it goes all the way up to like 99 quid. And I'm like, who the fuck is out there spending 99 quid on a mobile phone game? Well, you don't get anything physical.
Probably people who just got a new credit card.
I guess
That's
so.
Probably.
Let us know in the comments if it's you, because well done, I guess. Well done on being affluent enough to be able to waste money on non-physical products. I mean, I suppose it's no different to gambling or drinking to some extent, but not something that I choose to do, mainly because I'm poor. But no,
at the moment,
beyond
at
the moment, very poor until we get our million subscribers.
We're like what, 0.6% on our way to ultimate power so soon.
Yes.
Soon we'll get there.
631, I think we're at. But no, I prefer physical stuff. I do prefer physical. I prefer having something like, I got loads of the Warhammer 40,000 Conquest card game.
Yeah. Something tangible.
Yeah, I like something, exactly, tangible, something I can read, something I can turn over in my hands. It's a bit weird like that. But I do like, physical cards. But we're going to have to call it there, because I'm seeing Hellboy in 50 minutes. I've got to get into town and preferably eat as well. So, we'll call it there. I will see you on Saturday for the stream.
Yep.
I don't know if you can make 3 o'clock.
I'll be there.
Sweet. All right, then. Well, we will be live. Fingers crossed, actually live, so you can talk to us and tell us that we're pricks and stuff, and we might talk back to you. But we'll be busy killing fools in Space Marine.
Dying in Space Marine,
until the preview starts off. Yeah, well, I mean, they've done that recent patch, so hopefully it'll be.
Still improved it somewhat.
Yes, fingers crossed. I haven't played it since. Oh no, we played one operation since the patch, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Didn't notice a lot of difference, if I'm being honest. But maybe, are you doing anything? Fuck.
Discuss it offline.
Hang on, what day is it? It's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's not going to be a Heresy Thursday.
No, it's tomorrow.
Now I've got an excuse because I'm fucked at the moment and I don't know what day it is. What's your excuse for not realising that it wasn't Thursday?
No, I just like trolling you for a change.
Yeah, whatever. Horus Heresy Thursday will obviously be tomorrow, so that explains that, I guess. I won't bother going back and read Warhammer Community before I go. Right, I might end up cutting all that out. I don't know yet. Right, we'll catch you guys later, hopefully on Saturday for our 1 year anniversary special. If this goes up before then, if not, then this is past our speaking to you in the future.
Okay, I hope all 5 of you who turned up enjoyed it.
Yes, indeed. Right, catch you guys later then. Bye.
Cheerio.